when I joined up in the OSS, I had no idea what I was doing, or even why I was chosen, why I was asked to be part of it. I was a war widow. This was in 1942. My husband had been killed in Guadalcanal. I knew nothing about, I was going to Spain. I didn't speak Spanish. I knew nothing about coding or Morse code. And I didn't know anything about typing. So there I was on a troop ship with 3,000 people in the late 1943, heading for this job, but I had no idea really what I was doing there. Luckily for me, I went with a friend. We both were trained first in Rockefeller Plaza in New York. This was 1942 now. And my boss there was this, her name was Marion Manis, and she worked for Vogue, and she was model beautiful. I don't think she had any idea of what she was doing either, and I found this was fairly typical. She'd dump a load of cards on my table and say, just separate them out into friendly and unfriendly piles. Well, what was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to look for German names? Did every German name mean unfriendly? Or maybe I'd get Heinrich Himmler, and then I'd really know what to do. But she seemed to be very tolerant of all this, and nobody explained my job with all the postings later on very well, because we were all beginners. We all were learning our way as we went along, no matter at what level. But I call it the level of opaqueness, nothing is clear. What my boss was doing, and probably the thing that really saved, I think, maybe this has been accredited for saving the whole war effort for the Allied powers, was the Enigma machine. When Poland was being occupied, was being run over, I think that was 1939, wasn't it, Poland?
Yes.
They knew, they had a machine and all the documentation pretty well figured out already, so they gave it to, they knew they were going to be run over by the Nazi tanks, and they gave it to France and Britain. And it was this help that we could break. I mean, we had broken, actually, when in 1942, the Enigma code, which was how to keep our agents working for us and protected, and how to tap into the enemy's coding system. It was a very complex complex system, and only the best and the brightest were allowed to work in it. It was called Bletchley Park, and it had, I'm not sure how many thousands of people worked there at the end, but from all different countries. As one country after another was occupied, their best scientists and mathematicians would try to get to England and work for Bletchley Park on this Enigma machine. And that was one of the best kept secrets of the war, and probably what helped us to win. The one time I was in danger was at the end of the war, when I sort of bumped into it, you might say, in the old walls of Avila, and that was a black widow spider. And I was very sick, I guess. Everybody tells me I was. And Hayes didn't want me in a hospital, and he didn't want me talking about anything I might know, which was not very much at the time. But he said to my roommate, you can put your friends on 8-hour shifts, and I don't want them in the hospital. And I had some doctor who come in and light, I don't remember this because I was about quite a while, for about 10 days, actually, to be truthful. But really happened was my uncle was he was the head doctor for all of the troops, our troops in the European theater. And my roommate found his telephone number. He was in occupied France now. Found his telephone number and somehow got through to him. And penicillin was just being opened up now for the troops. And I was supposedly, my cover was on, he was a lieutenant. He was able to fly a plane in and bring penicillin from North Africa. So that was the end of my interest in engineering. I like to think of myself as sort of skulking around in darkened bars, dripping in the middle of Marlene Dietrich or something like that, and quietly separating enemy agents from their highly classified material. But in fact, I never did. So when people ask me now, or my grandchildren say, hear these stories, and I say, well, really, you know, there's no small parts. We're only small players.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. Thank you very much.